on a sad and proud moment for our city. I want to recognize a few folks before we get started. Of course, Don and Barbara, Peter's mom and dad. Hello, everybody. Give them a round of applause. They're always with the police family every time and every opportunity, and we really, really appreciate that. I want to recognize Councilman Piangentini and Councilman Benson are here with us today. Thank you all for representing the council on this very important event that we have here for our city. You're going to be hearing from Chief Conrad after my brief remarks, and then Rebecca also will speak with us as well. And so many champions. Tracy with the Louisville Metro Police Foundation, to you and your entire team. We want to thank you guys and several members of the board as well. You all have been a great addition to the city here these last 8 to 10 years or so, with just bringing the love for our police each and every day, and we really, really appreciate that. One of the members of the Police Foundation, Steve Bass. Steve, thank you for saying, hey, let's make sure that we've got a street named after Peter, and thank you for having the tenacity to make this happen today along with many others. So let's hear it for Steve Bass here today. Thank you, brother. So it's been 14 years since our city paid respects to Officer Peter Grignon for his sacrifice on behalf of our entire city, and we've gathered many times to commemorate Peter and the sacrifice that he's made. Unfortunately, each time we do, we seem to recognize the basic truth of police work. That is, it takes exceptional individuals that knowingly go to work every day, knowing that the sacrifice that they may make may be their last sacrifice. And Peter did it willingly. You all do it willingly here, the men and women of LMPD that are here with us today. And as we can never say thank you enough, and the words seem very hollow on events like today, but you all know that the love and support and appreciation of the city is with you each and every day. I hope that helps on occasions like this. But the city is very proud to have men like Peter Grignon as one of our colleagues, and we'll always remember him for what he did. Unfortunately, we've suffered a few other tragic losses since Peter passed. Nick Rodman, and most recently here on Christmas Eve, Deidre Mengendote. And like Nick and Deidre, Peter understood that the most fundamental and critical job of a city is to protect citizens and keep the community safe. And I think we all understand that most people take it for granted until they need help. And then, of course, that's when they're saying, where are, fill in the blank, the police officers, the firefighters, the EMS, all of the public safety officials that we depend on each and every day. To this day and every day, I think the rest of us will be on the face of the earth. We can't say thank you enough to the Grignons, to Don and Barbara, to Rebecca, for how they've shared their loved one with our city, that we think we can know what that feels like, but you can't know what it feels like unless you've been through it. Peter honored us with bravery and compassion and service, and obviously the ultimate sacrifice. So we honor him and his memory by continuing our commitment to LMPD and our police officers to this day. That's what he would want, and that's what all of our officers want. So from this day forward, all who pass this spot will be reminded of what Peter did for us, what his family sacrificed, and I hope they pause to think for a second about what they owe the men and women that serve our city. So thank you to the Grignon family for, again, sharing your son with us, your husband with us, and thank you to LMPD. Now we'll hear a few words from Police Chief Steve Conrad. Chief?
Mayor, thank you. You know, occasions like this are always bittersweet. You know, we're here to remember a loss, but we're also here to celebrate a life that was well lived. Peter Grignon lived his life well, but it was cut way too short. You know, it's painful to imagine what might have been 14 years ago had Peter not been killed. On that terrible morning of March 23rd, 2005. I know a few things for certain. He would still be a very loving and dedicated husband. He'd be a wonderful son and brother. He was then and would still be an excellent police officer and very likely would have been promoted a couple of times by now. Instead, his life was tragically ended doing something simple, his job. He was handling a call for service. And, you know, though he's been gone now for 14 years, his spirit lives on in each of us. His death left a permanent marker on this department, and his memory of the way that he policed this community lives in all of us. The mayor had mentioned about the support from the Grignons. They have been steadfast in their support of this department. It's not unusual to see Barbara and Don at many events. I get notes from Don all the time when things are happening here in the department. And I think it is just so fitting that Rebecca in the foundation is now a critical part of what we do to support the women and men that do this job. This street sign, I hope, will be a marker that people will remember for years to come, and if not for generations to come. And as people see this marker, it's my hope that they think back to the sacrifice that Peter made for this community. I truly want to thank the Louisville Metro Police Foundation for making this happen. It is long overdue, but thank you. It is here now. And always, I just want to say thank you, and I will always say thank you to Don and Barbara and to Rebecca for always being there for us, always being here with us, and for all that you do. Rebecca?
Thank you all so much for coming here today to remember Peter and to honor his memory. Thank you so much to Steve Bass for making this happen, and to Tracy for helping us get through this and get this done. You guys are amazing, and I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. I'm also very grateful to our board, who has taken time out of their very busy lives to come out and to honor Peter and remember him. And I'm very grateful to all the people in our department and J-Town and the other law enforcement that have come out today. You guys are my family. And it really means a lot to me that you're here. I like that this sign is here in a busy intersection, because I want people to remember Peter long after I'm gone, long after we're all up in heaven with him. And then not only because Peter was special and an amazing man, but I want people to look at this and remember what people do every day when they put on that uniform and they walk out the door and they kiss their spouse goodbye and they don't know that they'll be back. I just want people never to forget what Louisville stands ready to do for them. We are very blessed to be in a community that loves you all so much. And I know sometimes you may not see it, but you guys are supported by the silent majority that have your back and that love you and that support you. You guys are amazing. I'm so proud of you. And thank you all for making sure that Peter is never forgotten. When someone dies like this, the very worst fear, the very first thing you think about is no one will remember. And this just proves that everyone remembers and nobody forgets. And so I'm just very, very grateful. And I know where Peter is. I know he's in heaven. I know he's looking down on this. He was a very quiet and reserved guy, but he would be super stoked to see that he is not forgotten and to see that his brothers and sisters are honored, because that's why he became the police, because of the brotherhood, sisterhood, because of the family. That's what he was attracted to. So if anything can be taken away from this day, him being remembered is what I want. But I want us to look at his brothers and sisters, and I want us to say, hey, they stand ready to do the exact same thing in a moment. So as a community, I want us never to forget that. Thank you guys all so very much, and God bless you.
We're going to safely walk across the street. Let's do that and take a picture.